Okay. Peace. Y'all. All right, everyone. What a glorious day. All right, everyone. Happy Monday. All right. Okay, everybody, come on in. Come on in. It's so good to see you all. It's been a while. It's been a while. Oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to be live on Instagram and TikTok too, y'all. One moment. I forgot to start the other devices. Come on in. Let me put some music on. This is what happens. One second, y'all. Let me just give me like 30 seconds. I'm going to put some music on. And be right back. Let me mute. Oh my God. All right, everyone. Let me get myself together. Okay, I think we're ready now. Sorry, y'all. You know, I tell you, let me take this music off. Okay. I'm so sorry, everybody. I forgot that I was supposed to be live on Instagram, on TikTok. Now, I think we're ready to begin, okay? So, I just got off of another live, you all, for another channel, and good things are happening, and I forgot what I was supposed to be doing. We're here now. Sit back, relax. We are just going to chat tonight, no cooking. So if you're here for the cooking, I will see you tomorrow. We're just going to chat. It's been a while since we've done one of these. And honestly, I'm fasting today because yesterday, y'all, happy belated Mother's Day to everyone. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to get a beverage, drink some water. We'll take attendance. I don't think I introduced myself properly. Just running around, pulling up on two wheels. Yes, yes, from Ghana. Thank you. Okay, for anybody new here, hi, I am Maggie, your substitute teacher. Welcome. Usually I'm welcoming you to my struggle cooking class, but clearly I'm not in the kitchen. We're going to chat today. I'm going to do an open Q&A. You can ask me anything on Instagram. If you have a question, you can use that question icon at the bottom, or I'll try to scroll back and see. On Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, if you have a question, just put a Q in front of it and I'll try and look in the chat. Whitney, it's okay. I just got off another live with Cooking with Aisha, but it was really just to introduce myself. Shout out to the Walmart water, tangerine, mango. So we're going to pour this in a glass, ladies. But yes, I was just introducing myself over there because I'll be cooking solo on Aisha's page on Wednesdays. I'm just pinching myself. But today, you have my undivided attention. Sometimes you all want to talk to me when I'm cooking because I do have a cooking channel and I miss it because I don't multitask well, clearly. So now I'm going to sit back and answer your questions. Let me take a sip of sparkling water. And yeah, I did post last week, Wednesday, I was meeting with my etiquette teacher, and if you all had questions, and several of you all posted questions, so I can respond to those here, as well as respond to your comments, okay? Small silent sips. All right, so let's see who we have. I see you all coming in. Thank you all so much for being here. All right, who do we have on TikTok? We have Kathy, we have Timothy, we have Ramon, we have Sood and Nisha. Thank you all so much for being here. All right, everybody, let me start at the top. We've got Big Franks, we've got Alaskan Lion, we have Hajar, we have Is It True, we have Earns or Ernez, we have Bird, we have Pisces, we have Lovely, we have Portia, Joseph, hello. Ekin says, hi, Auntie Maggie, much love from Nigeria. Thank you so much. You are my neighbor, as my mom says, brothers and sisters. I was born in Ghana, raised in the US, so I was raised here, but I am born Ghanaian, but an American citizen now. So Ernest wants to know my ethnicity. I have African roots. Yes, I was born in Ghana. Hello, natural lady. Thank you. When am I going back on Pearl and Wife School? I don't know. We had a great collab, but that's not up to me. Love Essence, Tessa, and everybody saying hello. Okay, so if you all have questions, you can type them or use the question button. I'll try to respond. All right, so let's see who we have here. Thank you all for being here. Hello, Whitney, my dear. Thank you for being here. Daisy says, hey, Miss Maggie. Hello, Daisy. Is this my first time seeing you here? Welcome, if it is. And San says, good evening. What's the topic today? I see you in the back. Hello, helper. The topic today is Ask Me Anything, which means I do offer consults. Okay. So if anybody wanted to talk to me one-on-one, you can book a 30-minute or you can book a 60-minute Maggie meeting. But that is at a cost because there's only one of me and there's a lot of you all. I do work and I live stream every day. So my time is limited, but I do make myself available. So if you prefer to talk in private, you can click the link in the description and you can book a Maggie meeting. But from time to time, I like to come on here with you all, and we do this where, I call it Ask Me Anything. So if you don't know me, I have 3 channels, but I'm really trying to pare it down, okay? So I have a cooking channel, and I'm the substitute teacher because I do sugar-free, dairy-free and gluten-free recipes for my own health and wellness journey. Some of y'all are diabetics, diabetic-friendly recipes. Some of you all can't have cow dairy, all of that kind of stuff. Hajar says it's great for those who want to learn how to cook. Yes. Oh, the HelloFresh. Yeah, we did that with the kids. Also good when you're teaching the kiddos as well. And then my Etiquette and Elegance channel, Teachable Moments with Maggie. I've invested a lot on my own refinement journey. And so some of you all want to pick my brain about that. And then relationships. I am a former wife of 10 years, a mom of 2 teenage sons. So I've done a lot right and I've done a lot wrong, and I don't mind to share. Yes, absolutely, when there's a lack of time. Okay, so that's the topic. You all pick the topic. No agenda, no monologue, no nothing. Maya, it's been a while since I've seen you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being here. She says, hello, Maggie in chat. Motivation and muscles with Maya. I'm sure you did that fitness challenge by now. Femininity TV, good evening, sweetheart. Kay Sky, my first time seeing you. Hello, ma'am. She says, greetings, Maggie. Yes, thank you so much. Ariel says, evening, Miss Maggie. Thank you so much. Hello, Ariel. Whitney says the flowers, yeah, the Mother's Day flowers. This is my absolute favorite. So if you want to know, usually they're the white roses. Those are my second favorite. My absolute favorite is the yellow rose. It's like sunshine to me, and I love that. We got a question over here on Instagram. Oh boy, let's see. So Mia Donnell says, what do you recommend for me as a 17-year-old girl? Oh my goodness. Everything I do is happy, wholesome, and family friendly. So I don't mind the kids, okay? But make sure you all follow what your parents say. I'm often pressured to start a career and push back a family. How do I deal with that, and what can I do? Excellent question. And I'm really proud of you at 17 for really starting to think about your future. A lot of us, older women, I'm 47, so you're 30 years my junior. I know that the culture that we live in is a consumer culture, which means that in order to make things so that people can consume, we have to produce, which means people have to work. And there's nothing wrong with working. I work from home for a technology company. But if like I knew, I always wanted to be a wife and a mother. And I'm so glad that I've prioritized relationships, because what can happen is that you get into the rat race, and they call it that for a reason, right? You just start grinding out deliverables and deadlines and meetings. And corporate America for me can be really rewarding. There are a lot of benefits. However, they are going to extract all that youthful energy and brain power from you. So just make sure that it's mutually beneficial, which means make sure that you're getting what you want and what you need. Of course, when you start in the bottom, you're going to have to work your way up. But I would prioritize relationships. So at your age, I would definitely have your family involved. You still are very young. I was married at 25, so it's definitely doable. Ladies, you do not need a hot girl summer. You can get married in your 20s. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not too young, especially if you know that you want children, because what you don't want to do is get, later in life and then you're scrambling. So at this age, you're approaching 18 to 25, 26, you're going to have the most, youth and beauty. So make sure you prioritize taking care of yourself, and make sure that you are appropriately socialized with marriage-minded men if you want to be marriage-minded. There's no reason to waste your time, casually dating. I've had 2 long-term relationships. And yeah, just be honest about it, because if you already feel that way, it's not going to change. And I would argue that as you get older, that desire to have, a family of your own is only going to get stronger. So make sure you speak up for it, and then have your parents and the elders that you trust guide you. And I'm sure you'll do just fine. Yeah, single father home. You haven't had much of a mother figure. I understand, sweetheart. But thank you for the question. I hope that helps. All right. Here we come, y'all. Good evening. Lauren, our travel agent, is here. So in case y'all didn't know, we are cruising on a November afternoon. La da da. All right, so we are going to meet up. Lauren is our travel agent, and the deadline has been extended. So here's the deal. We are cruising in November. All are welcome. I believe we have 5 ocean view cabins, balcony cabins left. Lauren is our scholar travel agent. I'm not making any money on this. I am booked and ready to meet you all on the high seas. So you can go to the website. I'm going to update this banner. It's a $200 deposit to hold your room. All are welcome. And then you just pay the final payment by September, however you want to break it down. Okay. Break it all the way down. So I would love to see you all. We'll do a meet and greet. I'll bring gifts for you because I'm celebrating my birthday while we cruise. And yeah, we'll do a Q&A or whatever y'all want to do in person. I'm doing fine, Victor. Hello. Whatever you all want to do in person. If you want to have dinner with me, you can. If you want to have dinner on your own, you can as well. But yes, so check that out. The website is in the description. So the deadline was today, but now it is first come, first booked, or something like that. All right. So you all can check it out. And it's Royal Caribbean. And once you put your deposit down, within 30 minutes, you get an email with your confirmation number, your room number, everything. All right, we got Kia saying, hello, Maggie. I hope y'all are well. I'm feeling good today. Joe Ethereal, salute and salutations. Hello, sir. Everybody saying hello. Seed retention. Thank you for the flowers and the blue hearts. I love the roses. Thank you. All right. Lauren says, I have extended the deadline for placing your deposit on the cruise. Rooms are available on a first come, first booked basis. So there's the website. All right. So see you guys on the seas. Hello, Lisa Green. My first time seeing you. She says, good evening and greetings to all. Maya's clapping it up. It's okay. If you all missed the other stream, here's the announcement. You all have seen me do collabs with Cooking with Aisha. She has over 1.5 million followers on Facebook. Why in the world she is sharing her channel with me, I don't know. But we have done side-by-side collabs for several weeks now, maybe a few months. And she has now asked me, let me get my phone, y'all. She has now asked me to stream solo on her channel. So now it's still Wednesdays with Maggie, but it's going to be just me. Thank you all for the hearts. So this Wednesday, I think we're going to make a lobster version of crab cakes. So if you want to do crab cakes, salmon cakes, tuna cakes, lobster cakes. So we're going to use Aisha's recipe, and then I'm going to do my sugar-free, dairy-free, gluten-free version. So she has given me permission to stream directly to her page. So it will show up that Cooking with Aisha is live, but it's going to be me. So on Wednesdays, if you want to cook along, Mondays, which is tonight, you'll get your recipe and you'll get your ingredient list. And I'll also post it on my community tab. Ooh, best book for new fathers. I don't know. Good question. I don't know that one. I remember What to Expect When You're Expecting, but that was so long ago. But yes, and surround yourself with other dads that you admire. But y'all, this parenting thing, it is a struggle. I cooked twice with the boys this weekend. Y'all saw it. I will tell you 2 pieces of unsolicited advice as the new parent. If you're a new parent, number 1, everybody has an opinion, Okay. That is your child. You and your wife, hopefully wife, are having a new baby. It's one of the best memories. It's crazy exciting and crazy stressful. Everybody's going to have an opinion, but you bond with your own child and trust your gut because nobody knew. Everybody had to figure it out too. So don't let people tell you you're doing this wrong and you're doing that wrong. All right. Everybody has an opinion. Just receive it graciously and do what's best for you and your family. Hello, Urban. And then the second piece of unsolicited advice, I have an aunt who has an at-home daycare, and her best advice to me when the boys were young, Maggie, get them on a routine as soon as you can. Now, this is not a schedule, like it doesn't have to be by the clock because, families are different and kids are different. But as soon as you can get your kids on a routine, especially once they start sleeping through the night, the first few weeks are just crazy. But once they start sleeping through the night, start an evening routine that you can anticipate and the babies can anticipate what's coming next. So for me, we would do dinner, then we would do songs, then we would do bath time, then we would do story time, and then I would tuck them in. And the reason why is kids love structure and they need structure. But then also when you and your beautiful bride, I'm assuming, want to have some time alone and you have somebody, whether it's grandma or auntie who's watching the baby, you can tell them this is our routine. So they're not just wilding out and trying to figure it out and the kids are looking crazy and the help is looking crazy. So not a schedule, but try to find a routine that you can rinse and repeat. So hopefully that helps. All right. So yes, you all will see me Wednesdays with Aisha. All right, where are we, y'all? Oh, thank you for the hearts. Blessings. Thank you, Bolo. I appreciate that. Black is here with the hearts. I feel the love. Thank you. Hello, Jennifer Hoskins. My first time seeing you here. Hello, my dear. Thank you for waving. We have Mint 86. Good evening, Miss Maggie. Good evening to you. Kiana Timmons. Hello, my dear. Good evening, Maggie. Good evening to you. All right. Rodney says, hola, Maggie. Hola, senor. Whitney says, great question. Yeah, we all figure it out. Y'all, nobody knows, and don't let them tell you that they know. We were all new at something. Okay, we have a question from MB, like me. MB says, regarding the proper way to sit in and exit a car, I found this to be nearly impossible when parked uphill. Ooh, since the car door will close on you. If no one can hold the door, what should I do? That's a good one. Yeah, I know what you mean because you can't really fight gravity, can you? Aw, you're welcome, Irvin. So first of all, safety, okay? You don't want to put yourself in a situation where that car door, especially if it's a big car, that's going to, swing and hurt you. So to answer the initial question for anyone who is new, and I've learned this in my etiquette classes, I am not a professional. This is something that I had to work on my femininity journey because I used to just swing open the car door and hop in like a dude and slam the car shut. That's not elegant. So what I try to do now, what you should do if you can, you open the door. If you're carrying things, you want to set those down, carefully reach over and put your purse or whatever in the seat. Then what you do is you actually turn your back to the car door and you sit your bottom down, keeping your legs together. You swing your legs into the car and then close the door, okay? You never want to have your legs sprawled open as you crawl into a car as a lady. Likewise, when you're getting out of a car, when you exit, if you're driving or a passenger, you're right there at the side. Either you open the door or hopefully your gentleman will open the door for you. And then you can keep your legs together, swing them out, put them flat on the floor if you have to like scooch over a little bit, and then you gracefully stand up, okay? So this question is about what do you do if the car door is going to close shut on you? You can only do what you can do, okay? I would say try to still keep your legs together because that's probably the most important part as a lady. You don't want to expose yourself, but you may have to keep your arm on that door. So let me think about this. Okay, so you said exiting a car? To sit in, okay, so enter and exit. So let me think about this. I'm opening my car door and I need to hold on to it because gravity is going to shut it on me. Yeah, so I would probably use my hand that's closer to the door. So whichever door you're entering, use the hand that's closest to the door and try to turn your body and, sit down, maybe switch hands and, swing your legs over. That's a tough one. I would just say, number one, safety. Number two, try to keep your legs together if you can, and then, close the door, or have someone help you. Ladies, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. If you're somewhere and there's a gentleman by you, oftentimes if you just slow down a little bit, they may see you and offer to carry something or lift something heavy or hold the door for you. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm a Southern girl, so I accept it graciously. I hope that helps. Oh, but she says if no one holds the door, yeah, you'll have to keep an arm out. Top Lobster. Hello, Miss Maggie. Hello, Top Lobster. You know what? I think we're going to do lobster on Wednesday. Hello, Black Excellence. Darlene Richard says, good evening. Good evening, my dear. Rio Bravado Network is showing his graduation cap. Hello, sir. Yeah, we're graduating. We got Luke Casely. Luke Casely says, please do not fall for the single mother narrative. Marry before you have children. Absolutely. Y'all, I'm old-fashioned. I'm a traditionalist, and I'm just an older woman. And number one, I am not here to argue with you. So if you completely disagree, please have it your way, Burger King. We have another question. But you do not, I'm going to choose my words carefully. I would not recommend that you be a single mother by choice. I was married for 10 years, loved being married, but I'm always honest that I got caught up in a little bit of that modern woman mindset. And you can't have two leaders, right? It's just not going to work. So unfortunately, the marriage did end in divorce. However, I'm very proud that my ex-husband and I co-parent really well. My oldest actually lives with his dad now, and my youngest is in boarding school and military school because his father said he needed it. So you are absolutely going to need a support system. I'm a boy mom. I don't know what to do with them. They're as big as me. If y'all missed it, look at this past weekend stream. And so, it's been a big ego check for me, but I'm so glad that I humbled myself and I allow, their dad to speak into their life. I get the counsel of men that I respect, my men, my man, coaches, whoever, help. So you don't want to do it on your own. It's hard when you have the nuclear family. So yes, I am a huge advocate for that. Thank you, Luke Casely. Maiden L says, would you recommend a finishing school or etiquette school after high school? You're in Australia. I loved Sydney. I loved Australia. I left some of my heart there. It's beautiful. I absolutely would recommend finishing or etiquette school. I've taken several online. Hopefully one day I'll be able to go in person, but I've invested a lot in myself for my own personal reasons, and it makes a difference. People do notice. So I would, like any formal education or any education after high school or whatever in your country is like, primary, secondary school. What do you want to be when you grow up? And if it's you, Maiden, now that you want to be a wife and a mother, absolutely. These are real life skills, being able to host, being able to be a good support system, knowing how to run a well-functioning home, especially for you, my dear. You said that you are in a single father home and you don't have a mother figure. That's huge. And I've shared with you all, I am the daughter of retired home science teacher. You all know Nana. You saw her Mother's Day pictures yesterday, and she taught me so much. Some things she said and some things she didn't say. But I learned by watching. So if you don't have that, all of us, we have to seek it out. Some things we can do on our own. I struggle, with my fitness. So I've had to hire a metabolic specialist to help me get these last 40 pounds off. And I am going to do it by my birthday. I said it today. I'm saying it now publicly. I'm going to get this weight off before that cruise. Absolutely. I'm fasting today. So yes, I would. I have to admit, I grew up in academia and, I have a college degree and a master's degree, and all of that is great. But that MBA, these kids don't care nothing about that. Mom, what's for dinner? So And that's my proudest moment. So, yes, I would highly recommend it. Oh, so good. So good. Let's see what else we have here. Ah, Linda Kelly, Linda with the love notes. Hello, my dear. We got Marie listening in from the road. Our resident trucker is here. Seed retention is always bringing me flowers and hearts. I love them. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for the yellow love. I appreciate the eyeballs. You always feel like somebody's watching us. Mike M., you made it. Come on in, sir. Yes, everybody's welcome here. Crystal C says, hello, all is well. Hello, Kenneth. Thank you for the love. Thank you for being here. Danielle says, good evening, Maggie. Good evening, Danielle. Is this my first time seeing you? Welcome, sweetheart. Hannah's Heart. Hello, Maggie and classmates. Are your femininity classes on YouTube or your Patreon? Yes and yes. All right. So let me explain. I am coming out with a basic femininity course. I have the outline. I haven't recorded it yet, but that will be coming. And when I do, it will be on Patreon. And then we'll actually have like group coaching sessions on the Patreon too. If you're interested in that content, you all have a $1 level and a $5 level on my Patreon. You love the motherly energy. Thank you, sweetheart. But if you want to know about the classes that I have taken as a student, I also list them on the Patreon, and you'll see them from time to time on my YouTube channel. And I can share them with you here as well. Anna Bay is one that I've taken several of her classes. So I will post the link for you too. She has I think it's a wait list. Let me see. Sometimes it's open, but sometimes it's not. I'll just drop the links for you all. And none of this stuff is sponsored. I have invested in myself, but she has a Secrets of the Elite Woman class. I've also taken her styling class. I've also taken her, oh gosh, so many of them, y'all. But these are online. So they're dropped in modules. So it's kind of like self-study. And then you get a workbook and we have homework assignments. She does Q&As and you have lifetime access. So I love that. Emma DuPont has another one, the Emma DuPont School of Etiquette. That's my etiquette teacher I meet with once a month. She also has program. I'll share the link with you. I've taken her business class, her communication class. She is in London, so a lot of her teachings are UK based, but still very helpful. And then Woman of Elegance also has handbooks and books that I bought. Jamila Musayeva. I'll just give you all of them. But yes, you can take a look. And this is the stuff that I've learned and put into practice, and I'm sharing with you all. And also, let me give you the last one, Jamila Musayeva. I've taken her course on dining etiquette. So yes. I'm going to drop all of these links for you all, and I'll drop the link here in case anybody wants to come up. I always forget. So hopefully that's helpful. All of these are online. All of these, most of these you have online lifetime access, okay? Thank you. Hopefully that helps. Celine says, hey, Maggie. Hello, sweetheart. Celine says, my boyfriend is more egalitarian and in some ways it works well, but I told him that I trust your leadership and wherever he leads me, I'll be safe. That is beautiful. I think submission is a beautiful thing. But ladies, it comes down to you have to choose very wisely. Ultimately, you want to be able to submit happily to your man. And I made that mistake. I made that mistake of thinking, I could do everything like a man can do. But we naturally slow down as we age, and when you're in your 20s, I remember having all that gusto in my teens and 20s and thinking I could ride this thing out. But 10 years and 2 children, we're not built for that, ladies. And so I would just advise you, unless you're willing to do it until 65 and carry the burden like a man, I would advise you to choose very wisely because he's willing to sacrifice it all. And that submission is just so beautiful. And even at the times when I didn't understand it, it always ended up being for the best. Now, of course, I have opinions and of course I share. And of course, sometimes I'm like, I want to do it anyway, deal with the consequences. So if that's the hill you want to die on, you can as well. But yeah, submission is beautiful. Oh, I love it. Thank you. Marie says, I couldn't imagine single motherhood. It looks overly stressful. Y'all, don't let them sell you on that. I have heard women say you don't need a man. Men are stupid. All you need is one good parent. I wholeheartedly reject that. Children need their fathers, absolutely. And God help you if you have boys, girls too. But y'all, I never remarried and thus never had children. I understand. Yes, I married and we planned both of the boys. And oh, I'm so grateful. So grateful. They drive me nuts. But being a mom is my biggest accomplishment. And I have a lot of stuff on paper that I could be proud of. Okay. Janisha Gibson. Hello, sweetheart. My first time seeing you. She says, hi, Maggie. Hi, dear. What's a good routine to keep a home with small children? You're a first-time mom of an 11-month-old, but you feel like things are never in order. Oh, my goodness. My heart goes out to you. That is correct. I remember. No, I'm not a tutor. I'm just a mom, and the substitute teacher is about my cooking stuff. All right. So, Janisha, you are not alone. When you have a newborn, an infant, a toddler, you feel like your life is over. The boys are 22 months apart. So right now they're 13 and 15, but for a 5-year period, I was either expecting, nursing, had an infant, had a toddler, trying to get pregnant. Like all of that was happening. I didn't know who was on TV. I didn't know what was on TV. I barely could, stay up, to do anything around the house. Number one, I would say be kind to yourself. It's a season. This too shall pass. But yes, it is absolutely normal. And don't let anybody make you feel like, oh, they have everything together. This social media where everything is perfect, it is not perfect. Okay. I remember just being able to get a meal, get a shower, and get them in bed was a huge accomplishment. So take your time. What I would advise, same thing for the new dads, make sure you have a routine and get your kids involved in the routine as early as you can. Are you going to check everything off of your list? No. However, you have an 11-month-old, so she or he is moving around, crawling, trying to pull up, maybe walk. We used to do the cleanup song, have the bins low where they can put their toys away, either reward them, okay, it's snack time. That's what I used to do because the boys ain't never not hungry. It's snack time, but before you can have your snack, because they come running through like wildebeest, we got to pick up those toys, and they would be, cleaning up. I did hire a cleaning service in the very beginning, maybe like once every few months just to come in and do a deep clean. I try to keep a very clean house, but if you need help, do that. If financially it's a struggle, you can barter. You may be able to work with other moms in the area to give you an hour or two to go get, your hair done or something, but use the resources. You need a support system with a young family. Definitely keep your husband. I hope you're married. Definitely keep your husband a priority as well. And these kids will be all right. Do not let them get the best of you. They are smarter than they let on. And that's all I will say about that. But I hope that helps, sweetheart. And congratulations. Yes, it's crazy. Hello, everybody coming in. Ahmed with the hearts. Thank you so much for the hearts and the stars. Malik says, any advice for being in a relationship with someone who has different values than you regarding finances and planning our life? Well, all right, y'all are coming in hot. So Malik, let's see. I believe Malik Marcus. Okay, so I was going to say, I believe you're a man. Well, you set the tone for the relationship. Ladies, I know some of y'all have come for me in the comments, but the man has his life the way he wants it. We come and customize ourselves to the man. Yet another reason why we have to choose very wisely. We cannot change them. We can either agree to get on their program or respectfully decline. But they do have a program, whether it's leading towards something or playing video games and smoking all day. Every man has a program. Yet another reason why, ladies, if relationships are important to you, you do not have the benefit of wasting time. All right. So to answer your question, Marcus, someone who has different values than you, this is a time to make a decision. So if you're looking for, I'm assuming you're looking for someone for long-term or marriage because you said finances and planning our life. I know we're all raised differently, but that's one of the things I tell the boys, when you pick someone, make sure she comes from a good family. You want that example. So what I would say, what are your non-negotiables? So let's say you are a spender. I'm sorry, you are a saver and she's a spender. That could be very tricky. However, if she's willing to have an allowance or live within a budget that you set, and within that amount, she can do whatever she wants to, go find all the sales, that's fine. But if it's going to disrupt the routine and the program that you have, that is a risk. I probably would not advise. Definitely talk to her and maybe, make a list of what's important to you, what are your deal breakers, and what things you're like, okay, she's a little bit messy. I'd prefer, she cleaned up, or let's say she doesn't cook well, maybe she can take a class. But when it comes to finances and big life decisions, if your perspectives are different and she is happily willing to submit to your leadership, then it can work out. But what you don't want, no man wants to come home to that. So ultimately, Marcus, it's for you to make a decision. And I hope we have I don't have a soundboard. I don't have anything. I got nothing, y'all. I'll put some lotion on my hands and breathe deep. It's eucalyptus. Thank you. Thank you, Luke Hazley, for the $5 super sticker, y'all. I will gladly receive it. I appreciate you so much. Y'all just coming through and watching me and asking me questions. But to go above and beyond like that, thank you. So I'm going to put Luke Hazley in the banner. You all please check out Luke Hazley. She has a YouTube channel of her own. She is now the stream sponsor. If you want to support, the stream sponsor is the person that gives the biggest Cash App, PayPal, Facebook, stars, Instagram, gifts, Twitter, tips, Instagram. Buy me a coffee, gold doubloons, however you want to support. I appreciate it so much. So let me put Luke Hazley 20. She has a channel where she teaches Spanish, and she also talks about femininity, which is near and dear to my heart. Strong advocate of the family. So thank you to the stream sponsor, Luke Hazley 20 at $5. I didn't find $5 in your laundry today. I will take it. Thank you. All right. Let me add that. All right. If you could please bring that back up. I missed it. I'm so sorry. All right. Oh, yes. Thank you, Luke Casey. So I do have a question over here on IG or a comment. Natural Lady says, I finally understand the importance of femininity. Aww. I have been married 15 years, and thankfully my husband was patient with me while I was trying to be a strong Black woman and prioritize my career. You're not alone. You're not alone. Y'all, don't believe the lie. Do not believe the lie. You are not meant to carry this burden. Allow him to be the man. I have made that mistake. Since the divorce, I've been in a long term with a very traditional man, 1% kind of guy who basically says, this is how it is. And I was like, wow, that's new. But I had a decision to make, and I decided to get on this program, and I've never been happier. So I am so happy that your husband was patient with you too. We're all on a journey. Nobody has arrived. So congratulations. All right. You and Yucks says, sending my support. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, Malik says, thank you, Maggie. I've been overthinking it. We've been together a long time, but I'm realizing long term we won't be happy on the difference we have in values. Yeah, that's a hard decision, but it's an important decision. And breakups don't have to be ugly. You all, we can exit with grace, both men and women. It's hard, but you just have to have that conversation and let them know, send them away better than they found you in love. But life is too short and life is too long to be miserable. You don't want that. Celine says, my boyfriend said he wants me to be the mother of his children when he marries me. He's just saving up money. He's a hard worker and family oriented. I love it. That's the way it used to be. A man would go out and make himself. Oh, I love those old movies. I'm going to do more reviews of those. But yes, a man will go out and make himself, and then he selects a wife to help him create and sustain his legacy. That's the way it used to be. I would argue that's the way it should be. What a blessing. Absolutely. Celine says, my 23-year-old boyfriend is on his way to being a high value man. And you know what? I love that you said on his way. You all know I'm a huge fan of the late, great Kevin Samuels, and I didn't understand it until I became a boy mom. But ladies, we are ready a lot longer or sooner than they are. Men really have to have that 10 years of just heads down, grinding it out, eating you know what to make themselves. So what I've learned is, not to pressure, not to change them. One day you will see a version of them that you're like, wow, where did you come from? So we have two options. If you want to be with someone that is in your age group, especially if you're together young, then you will have to build together, and it'll be some lean times in the beginning, but I think those are some of the best memories. Kevin used to call it the IKEA marriage, and then you build something that lasts the test of time, and you can look back and say, my, how far we've come. Or often, ladies, we have to date older, and there's nothing wrong with that. My ex-husband was 7 years older than me, and my man now is actually someone from childhood that the 2.0 version of him is very different because men just need that time. Hello, everyone. What does Luke Casely say? You'll be such a happy wife if you fully accept getting on your husband's program. They know how to lead, and following is okay and less stressful for the marriage and the family unit. Absolutely. As long as you choose wisely. Ladies, if you want to be married, then you should only date husbands. I'll say it. There is no reason, there's no benefit to have casual experiences that are not going anywhere. Now, what I mean by that, when I say date husbands, date men that want to be husbands and are moving in the way that you would want your husband to lead you. There's no guarantee that even if you meet a husband, a man that is moving like a husband, that it's going to work out. So it could end and you may have to exit with grace, but at least you've built those relationship skills, and at least you understand what it's like to serve a man and support a man. So you're not blindsided when you meet somebody and he's like, yeah, no. And the discussion is over and you're like, oh, okay. I just, look, if you want to have hot girl summer, if you want to have casual experiences, can't relate, because I always wanted to be a wife and mother. Some people may think that's lame. I've been told, I've been shouted down. I've been told I can't really speak on dating because I haven't really dated a lot. But, just know when you get to my age, you want something real. You're 23 together and you're building. Yes, support him. If you got a good one, hold on. Malik says, very true. Men are not born, we're made. Yes, got an eyelash, y'all. But absolutely, men have to make themselves. And ladies, we have to allow them the time to do so. We can't just say, I'm ready, so you need to be ready. And that is why men choose. That is why men propose. That is why men establish relationships, because we can't look into the crystal ball and say, you're ready. We present ourselves as the best version of ourselves. And when a man is ready, he will choose. But if you run head first and you're trying to drive that bus, then not only are you going to have to continue driving that bus, but you will misjudge whether or not he was ready. And there's nothing worse than trying to finish something you didn't want to start anyway. That's what I would say. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Charles says, usually non-negotiables change over time. Too many non-negotiables will lead to Splitsville, which is okay. Yeah, I'm a big believer in that. Ladies, we have a list, but we have to understand men have lists and requirements too, as they should. They're taking on a huge responsibility. And I would advise to anyone, like I've advised here, have your list, but know the difference between your have to haves and your want to haves. And of course, you can be flexible on your want to haves. It would be great if they spoke multiple languages. It would be great if they make it up, right? But what are your deal breakers? I learned that in therapy. If this is something that I have to have it this way, or I think I have to have it this way, trying to stuff it down, that's just going to keep bubbling up. But if you have too many of them, that means the pool gets smaller and smaller. But you want to align together on the things that are really important. Oh dear. What is the quiet story? If you want to enjoy... Sorry, y'all. The quiet story says, if you want to enjoy thought girl summer in your 20s, keep that same energy in your 30s and beyond. Don't come to the men worn out and ran through and expect marriage. Ladies, the men are telling you, and it's only fair. They don't want the leftovers. It's not fair to them. How can you ask a man to do, everything that he has to do to build himself, to work, to grind, to master his craft, to eat, what, to work overtime, to buy a home, to take on this burden, and you've been out here, as Mona says, thotting and bopping it up. Okay, do what you want to do. All I'm saying is that if you know long term that you're going to want a real relationship and not just a bunch of casual experiences, might want to prioritize that. Oh dear. What does Wilbert say? If you're out on a date as a lady and your date doesn't offer to share his food, is it ever okay to ask them to share? Absolutely not. Poor etiquette. Ladies, we do not eat off of anybody else's plate, especially a man. What is allowed, and I've learned this in my etiquette classes, if the food comes and you see their plate and it looks incredible, you may compliment it. That is it. You may say, oh, wow, that looks incredible. That's it. You do not ask. You do not pout. You do not take. Definitely not that. So to answer your question, no, of course, if he offers, would you like to try some? And he cuts a little bit of steak or crab or fish or whatever and puts it on your plate, but that's fine. That is it. Do not ask for his food. Chris Toronto says the best old movie is His Girl Friday, Cary Grant and Ross Russell. I will star this one. Someone has asked me to start doing character studies of these old movies and look at the old ways that we were more elegant. So thank you for that. JG says, if you've ever seen a half-eaten bag of fast food lying on the street, that is how men feel about a woman who's finishing up her hot girl summer decade. Yeah, you all, I can't really speak to this. I met my ex-husband when I was 18. He was my college boyfriend, and I married at 25 right after college. And then after the marriage, I was outside for 6 months and hated it. Got right back in a relationship, and it's been 12 years. So that's just not me. One of y'all asked last time, is there any Freaknik footage of Maggie? Absolutely not. And I was here in Atlanta, and I saw it all around me. That's just not me. And you don't have to have a thought girl summer or a hot girl summer. So, just find something real. Even as a divorcee, I've had the experience of a real relationship so that I can analyze what I did right and what I did wrong and get better the second time around. My fear is that with all those casual relationships, none of it is real. So that what happens when you meet a real man who's looking for a real relationship, you're unprepared. You've never practiced it. You don't know what it means to care for someone. You're just doing whatever you do. Anyway, Sweetie says, you got married again at 54 when you dated your husband and told him I'm a wife, not a long-term girlfriend. 1 year in July, and I was married for 20 years. No man wants a ran-through woman. I'll drink to that. And y'all, I know people vehemently disagree. I see it in the comments. I would rather, be alone than lower my standards and all that stuff. And that's fine. One thing you won't have, Maggie's never going to argue you down. Have it your way, Burger King. Luke Hazley is laughing. Oh my gosh. Theo says, stop eating my food, ladies. Yes, they don't like it. And honestly, ladies, it's poor etiquette. It just is. Here's the other thing. When you are out on a date, or, if anyone has invited you to an outing, it could be a date, it could be to meet the in-laws, it could be a business meeting, it could be an interview, it could be with investors. The point is never about the food. And that's from someone who loves to eat. Team greedy, y'all already know. But when you're dining with others, it's never about the food. It is about the time that you spend together, the interaction, the conversation. So, there have been times, yes, that I've ordered something and it comes and I'm kind of like, in my mind, I would never say it. Man, I wish I'd have ordered that. But you know what? You are gracious. You accept what you have. You eat of it, what you would like, and then you enjoy the conversation. You look at and pay attention to your dining partner. No phones, no people watching, none of that. If you want something else, I'll go back to the restaurant and order what I want alone or with a girlfriend. Don't do that to the men. Celine says, I want to have a hot wife summer with my husband. I'm here for that. I am here for that. Yes. Oh, it's okay. Wilbert says hello. Oh my goodness. Celine says, one thing I love about my boyfriend is that I can be totally myself because we've known each other so long. I was showing him Kendra G and he says, these women are delusional. Uh-oh. Celine says, my boyfriend also knows my character and I've been consistent. That is so important, ladies, and can trust me fully, knowing that people trust me is a privilege and an honor. Absolutely. Absolutely. Celine says, I'd be open to seeing a man 20 years older than me, but I'm also good with men my age if they're marriage-minded. JG says, the future husbands are in the library or working out in their 20s, not in the club. Well, okay, I can't speak too much about men. I mean, there's different schools of thought here, and I know some guys need to have that frat boy summer, but ladies, we're just built different. Men, we want what we want, but some people would argue, men can do it and bounce back and refocus on, okay, did that. Now I'm ready. Unfortunately for women, we bond. We just naturally do. And you just don't want all those experiences when you're ready for the one. I think, all right, did I go up and see everything? All right, I'm going to come back down, you all, and see what questions you all have. I'm just scrolling back to make sure I didn't miss anything. Excuse me. Uh-oh. I don't know what's happening. Okay, Alejandra, hello from Colombia. She says, I learned for substitute bad words when someone attack you saying, ouch, only that, and the impact is big. Oh, okay, substitutes apply to everything. Absolutely. Thank you all for liking the live stream. I am doing well. I'm happy to be here with you all. All right. Chris in Toronto says, oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be looking over here at the stars. Y'all, I'm learning. What are your concerns as your boys start dating? Yeah, we need to stay prayed up over here. To be honest with you, and I don't want to, embarrass anyone, but my oldest does have, a girlfriend, and she is a darling. They're both athletes in his sport, and she comes from a really good family. That is important to me. I asked Marcus, in picking a girlfriend, what are some of the things that you look for? And I'm very proud that, at the top of his list was that she was nice. Men, You do not need to be with a battle axe or a barracuda. No, absolutely. Of course, she's attractive and she's fit. But one of the things that I talked about with him is the family that you come from. And for me, the reason why, ladies, I know sometimes people say, "Oh, it's not my fault. I came from a single parent household." And no, it's not your fault. But as a future mother-in-law, I know that marriage and long-term relationships can be beautiful, but they're also a lot of work. Hello, peace. And it's important to me that the boys choose a young lady from a good family because she has seen her mother and father work together. She has seen that you can have a disagreement and then come back together. She has seen a man be a leader in the home. Hopefully, she has a strong father and a supportive mother, and that's what I see right now. But to answer your question, the concerns as the boys start dating is that the loud ones are going to overpower the loud and wrong ones are going to overpower the quiet and right ones, because that's kind of been my experience. But that's why I'm here sharing with you all. All right, hopefully that helped. Malik says it's being studied that single parenthood affects a child's longevity. I can't understand how people can have pride in that. Yeah, I don't promote it. I understand it happens, but I definitely don't promote it. Kids need both parents. All right, I'm just scrolling, just making sure I didn't miss anything, because y'all, sometimes I miss stuff. Yes, happy to submit. All right, I'm going to scroll back down. Natural Lady says 100%. All right, I think we covered everything up here. All right, let me scroll down. Hope y'all are doing okay. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. All right, and I know I need to answer some of y'all's questions about the etiquette stuff as well. Sometimes I miss the comments as they're coming in. All right, Top Lobster says, Maggie, why should someone book a session with you? Great question. What could you help them with? I think I have an idea, but I'd like to hear what you can help them with. Ooh, I love it. Top Lobster, you're making me hungry, and I'm fasting today. The lobster's coming up for sure. So I have three YouTube channels. So I have a cooking channel, I have an etiquette channel, and I have a relationship channel. So those are the three big buckets, but we are merging them all into the Maggie brand because that's who I am. I'm also an older woman who's lived life, and I have experience of my own. So at 47, I've graduated college. I have an MBA. I'm a business owner. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a mom, 2 boys. I've been married. I've been divorced. It's now amicable, so I co-parent. I'm a swim mom. I've been on my own health and wellness journey. I've lost 80 pounds. Still got some more to go. Let's see. I've been on my etiquette journey. I've refined from being like a modern woman to more of a support system, trying to be more elegant with everything that I do. So that's just been my life experience. I never came out here and said, book a session with me, but everything that I do is really in response to what people have asked. Even my YouTube channel, it started with me cooking privately and then just posting, this is what I'm eating today, trying to hold myself accountable on my health and wellness journey. And then people started asking, did you make that? How did you make that? And so I started sharing how I made it. And same thing, the cookbook. Do you have a cookbook? Now I do. The consults. Do you have consults? Now I do. Courses. Do you have a course? I'm going to make one. I have a YouTube course, but I'd love to know what you think would be helpful with. And I would never call anybody out. Oh my gosh, Spoon Salsa, you're back for the Canadian $55. We have a question over on IG, but he says, I'm not able to stay long. I love the silhouette of the tuxedo. Very dapper. Love your content, and your next glass of wine is on me. Well, this is sparkling water, but cheers. I will drink to that. I am so incredibly grateful. Thank you. Coming through with the heavy hands. Let me add you to the ticker, Spoon, Zaza. Thank you so much, Luke Hazley. But we have a new stream sponsor at 55 Canadian. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that, Spoon Zaza. So I'm going to save that glass of wine. I've got some travel this summer and going away for Memorial Day weekend. But y'all, these snacks are not going to get the best of me. We are going to get this weight off before the cruise. I promise you that. I have said it now, so I got to do it. Spoon Zaza. Thank you so much. All right, I've got a question over here on Instagram. Mia Donnell says, I've seen that single mother homes make daughters more masculine. Do single father homes make more feminine daughters then? I don't know the data and I don't have a lot of statistics. Single father homes, I don't know if I can answer that accurately with data. I do know a couple women who were raised by their fathers, and I've seen not opposites, but actually they're a little bit tougher and kind of raised to be like little juniors because that's what men know. That's why we need both parents. However, men that know that they don't have the femininity, as they shouldn't, they're men, they will seek out feminine spaces for their daughters. Just like me as a mom, I'm a loving, nurturing mom, but I'm a boy mom. And the boys, especially once they get teenage years or before that, they need structure. So I had to seek out, and my youngest is in an all boys military school because I can't give him what he needs. So I think naturally men would probably make their girls a little bit tougher. This is just my experience. I have no data, but then seek out. But of course, when they're little, daddy's little girl, it comes from somewhere, right? I hope that helps. All right, let's see what else we have here. Excuse me. I'm just scrolling through the chat, you all. You and Yucks watching from the Philippines. Hello. I would love to visit there. I'll be traveling this summer. You all, I'll be in Greece. Next year, I'll be in Egypt. And then the year after that, I'll be in China, I believe. So I haven't made my way to Asia yet, but I would love to come. I'm part of a travel group, and I will be streaming what I'm eating on my travel. So if you all like my content, you can hit the bell. The Millennial Mrs. Hello, sweetheart. She says, good evening, Maggie. Good evening. My first time seeing you here. I'm a stay-at-home wife and a mom of 2 under 3 years old. Oh, I have been there. Oh, my gosh. Any advice for very picky and smart toddlers who have food aversions? First of all, God bless you. Yes, yes, yes. I think all kids have a little bit of that natural pickiness, but this is the perfect age. I don't want to say to break them of that, but to introduce them, because I know kids as big as mine that won't eat a vegetable unless it has cheese on it. We're not doing that. My mom taught me to cook, and she taught me to make the kids food. And what we would do is we would introduce the foods to them all the time. I remember the very first time I gave Marcus a broccoli floret, he picked it up and he looked at it and he said, flour? And I was just like, oh, it does look like a flower. So you can experiment. Offer them a bite or two of something new. Oftentimes, I just put it on their plate. And sometimes out of curiosity, they may just take a bite out of it. If they watch you eat it, even better. Another thing that you can do is introduce, variety foods like as a vehicle with the stuff that they do like. So for example, if they like pizza, maybe you try a veggie pizza, right? Maybe you put peppers and mushrooms, introduce one at a time, but you could do pepperoni or sausage or whatever they eat, but you could introduce them the new foods on the foods that they like. And then lastly, I'm a huge advocate. Get the kids in the kitchen with you, even at little ages. Mom had a little step stool for me. Hello, everyone. Get them in the kitchen with you so they get comfortable seeing what real food looks like. You know, all of us live in this convenience culture. I'm guilty of it too, ripping and running after work and being in the drive-through. But I always have fresh fruit out on the counter, and you know, kids eat what they see. So, of course, we have chips and snacks and stuff like that in the pantry, but it's nothing for the boys to just walk by, grab an apple. Y'all have seen me cook and they're eating the peppers and whatnot. So, that would be my answer. So, introduce it to them slowly, use it as a vehicle with the foods that they already like, and then get them in the kitchen with you, even if it's just, you know, assembling, you know, putting toppings on a pizza. Um, I remember fondly when we would take the boys to Subway because that was a nice restaurant for two boys. And I would let them get whatever sub they wanted, but I had a requirement. You have to pick two vegetables. So it could be cucumber and pickles, it could be lettuce and spinach, but you got to pick two vegetables. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for the question. Celine says, my deal breakers are a guy not having his license. Oh my gosh, like a driving license? Yeah, hopefully you have that as an adult. We're coming up on that. Marcus will be 16 this summer. Malik says, thank you, Maggie. Oh, we've talked about that. You're welcome, sir. All right. Yes. Hello, 10 Plus Sounds. Y'all, my editor is incredible. He makes such good stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Scrolling. 10 Plus Sounds. Oh, I just have to show y'all. What did he make? He just made this. I'm just bragging on him. The Maggie, Wednesdays with Maggie. So y'all please check out 10 Plus Sounds. He's incredible. All right, let's see. Y'all, when the comments come in, it makes the scroll kind of jump. So I'm just trying to get back to my place. Where was it? Did we talk about this one? Future husbands are in the, oh, we did talk about that one. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm scrolling. Where's 10 Plus Sounds? That's the last one. I lost it. Oh, there it is. A wise man once said, we are better together. We are, y'all. Men and women are different. We are not equal. We have equal value, but we are very different. I think it's beautiful. Your voice is so satisfying. Thank you. I appreciate that. You all, I used to be very self-conscious about my voice. Hello, Ellen. It's gotten deeper and more raspy as I've gotten older. And then my man also said, he was like, you're actually talking a lot more too. Y'all, I stream every day. And, you know, it's just, I guess, normal that it's a little bit stressed, not in a painful way, but thank you for that. I appreciate that. But I have worked on my speech as part of my femininity and not shouting when I speak. I didn't know that's what I sounded like. So really working on that, but thank you. And you asked, what age did you get married? I was married at 25, Fireball. All right. Yes, sending support. All right. Now scrolling back down. Thought Girl Summer. Oh my goodness. Okay, we talked about sharing food. Don't do it. Do not do it. Sabrina says, that is so true. The men scored. Did I miss something? Wilbur says, you heard her, ladies. Stop eating our food. Yes, ladies, don't do it. It's not elegant. It's poor etiquette. Don't do that. Luke Hazley says, ladies, listen to the men. They are telling you what they want. And that's the other thing. Ladies, it's not as complicated as we make it. If a man tells you, you know what, I like your hair like that. He really likes your hair like that. It's that simple. Believe me, I pull my hair back for these because, you know, it's a little, tell me you're African without telling me you're African. And I have like big, like Simba hair. And I try to, you know, have a little bit more decorum when we're in the kitchen. You know, anything can happen. But yeah, don't make it harder than it has to be. My advice, you know, when you got a good one, if he compliments something, listen to him and do more of it. And likewise, ladies, if he says, I don't like something, then don't do it. If it's not worth it, don't do it. And it just goes a long way in showing respect. And men pay attention, and they will tell you what they like. All right. You can also ask. Ellen says, any advice on navigating marriage while you have a young baby? Oh, look at you with the beautiful baby. New moms in the house. We have a 5-month-old and don't have much time for each other. That is correct. I remember those months and years. So, yes. And ladies, we do not need to forsake our husbands. Even when the kids come, they will be all right. I know they are demanding, but what I would advise, it's the same thing. So at 5 months old, hopefully you have some type of routine where you can carve out, a bedtime or a nap time or something. Make time for each other and prioritize it. Don't think that it's just going to happen. Some of us have made that mistake. Maybe you can have little dinner dates, or maybe you can, if you have a neighbor, an older woman, in-laws, support system, you're going to have to carve out time to make time for just you and him. Because when the babies are small, they see you from across the room, they hear you, it's like, ah. And then as moms, we want to naturally run towards that. But as they grow up, allow them to go through those stages where you can hold this by yourself. You can feed yourself. I know at 5 months old, still very, very small. But one, acknowledge that this is a crazy time, but this too shall pass. It's not forever. Two, you're going to have to plan some time together, even if it's just time to make each other a cup of coffee, sit and chat and hold hands or whatever. And then three, make sure you have a support system, even if it's just, another stay-at-home mom that you can just go take a walk by yourself. Hopefully that helps. Oh my goodness, I love this. Thank you for the waving. Malik says, I genuinely feel scared and sad to see what state our generation will be when we're averaging 40 to 60. Yes, you all, I'm Generation X and I'm starting to see it. And honestly, a lot of the women who were telling me, how great it was to have all these experiences are single and alone. And I don't say that with joy, but a lot of the women who were climbing the corporate ladder, that could have been me. I'm so grateful for the pandemic. I know a lot of people struggled, but it was a reset that really had me, sitting down and thinking about what is important. Is it that next promotion? Is it that next bonus? That's great, but I choose relationships every single time. You're welcome, Ellen. Oh, this is so much fun, you all. Celine says, there was a study I saw said something like 45% of women will be single and childless by 2030. That's scary and sad. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. I'm coming back to that. I have super chats that I've missed, y'all, and I want to make sure that I bring those to the front. Shantia, thank you. $5. What advice would you offer married couples in the sandwich generation? That's me. And yes, and I forgot, did I drop the link? No, I'm going to get better at this. But the questions that are super chatted, I'm going to prioritize. So thank you. Okay. The sandwich generation, those of us who have aging parents, y'all know Nana and Papa, and those of us who have kids, it is really a sandwich because we feel the squeeze. It's some of the same advice, Shantia, as this sandwich generation, not only are our parents aging, but we're aging too, right? And so hopefully as your kids are getting older, they are as close to being independent. I have taught both of the boys to cook. They know how to do everything in this house. Of course, I have to drive them to events and whatnot, but I'm putting more responsibility on the boys. Hey, mom, can I go such and such? What is the plan? Who's going to be there? I don't know. You need to come back and ask me when you do know. So I'm putting more burden on the children because they will be fine. Your parents, that's a tough one, because as they age, there's some things. I'm tech support for the family. I get it. But same thing, like I told the new mother, prioritize each other when you can carve out that time. And then also talk about what we want our relationship to be like going into this next phase. Because our 20s and 30s, we've got all that energy. At 47, y'all, I'm naturally slowing down. I want to age gracefully, and I think it can be beautiful. But my man and I have a plan, or he has a plan to retire me at 55. So I'm not doing, full time until my, 60s. So I would definitely advise that you make each other a priority. Don't baby these kids, allow them to grow up. Tell your parent, be there for your parents, but also you may have to, let them know I'll get there when I can. The sky is not falling, and prioritize each other. Think about the future and reminisce on the past. Hopefully you have some beautiful memories. I hope that helps. All right, let's see what else I have. Ooh, they're coming up. Sweetie, Maggie, you speak my language. Love your content. You are so right. After my divorce, I worked on myself because I wanted to get it right. Thank you, sweetie. I don't know if this is your first time here, but I appreciate that. Yes, I mean, you all sometimes the relationship ends, but it's always at least 50% our fault, And so I think being introspective and really looking at what we can learn from that, I realize that corporate career and the promotions and all of that stuff, at the end of the day, it was a great achievement, but it doesn't sustain you over time like a relationship does. So kudos to you. I want you to get it right too. I want to get it right. All right, let me know if there's anything else. Ellen says, Jordan Peterson says, the hardest thing for a woman is to sacrifice your child to the world, which is to say you need to allow them to grow up. I know it will be hard for me when my babe is grown, but it's important. Yes. We have those moments, those mom moments, but that's why men are important, because they look at them and they'll be like, these kids will be all right. We're like, oh, my baby. Listen to the men. Okay, next. Obadiah says, I have a question. So in a marriage, the woman doesn't have any financial obligations. Interesting. That's up to you. I am not the oracle on marriage. I will always tell you all there are many types of marriage. I'm traditional, but I am well aware that there are some marriages, for example, that are 50-50 more partnerships, right? Let's say you choose not to have children and you both are working professionals and you keep your income separate and you use it to travel the world together. Who am I to say? You want to split bills? I remember I'll be transparent with you all. I remember my ex-husband, we had an agreement, he would take care of everything outside of the house. I would take care of everything inside of the house. That's an option too. You could be the type of marriage where the woman is the breadwinner and the man is more of the support system. That's an option. You got to do what works for you. Nobody can tell you what is better or worse. Ultimately, when you sleep at night, you got to make sure that you're sleeping in peace. So it depends on what you and her decide. Now, traditionally, because I am older and more traditional, and what makes me the happiest is that a man has a plan and a vision and is already moving in the direction where he wants to go and is able to support himself and wants or needs a woman to be that support system, like my man says, to do what I can't. And so that's where I would come in. I still work. So there may be groceries or, travel or dining out that I may pay for. But as far as the roof over my head, the utilities, that's covered by the man in my traditional sense. You all can share how you do it, but I wouldn't make that blanket statement. I hope that helps. All right. Next. Kristen Toronto. Hello, Toronto. He says, have you considered warming up before broadcasting? Warming up like my temperature? I'm not sure I understand. Warming up like my voice? Y'all, I just come in here. I test the microphone. If it works, I try to make myself look presentable. And then I just speak. So I'm not sure if I answer. If you want to send another question to clarify, but no, I haven't considered that. Oh, yes. My temperature. I'm not sure if I understand. What would warming up have to do with my broadcasting? Because, I have the lights on and it makes me warmer. So sometimes I get a little glisten. Oh, my voice. I'm not doing that. No, you get what you get. But if my voice is like, unpleasant or no, to answer your question, no. I'm just trying to think if I'm not feeling well, maybe I'll sip on hot tea instead of sparkling water. But I don't do any vocal exercises. Y'all know I bust out in song. I love Chalupa. Next. Darlene says, I never wasted my time dating a man unless he was husband material. There you go. I will be happily married. I will be married happily 30 years this June. Make your list and then do your homework. I love it. Shout out to you. We need more of that. Thank you, Darlene. I love that. I love that. And ladies, again, there are some loud voices that are going to tell you you need a lot of experiences. I would argue differently. I don't have a lot of experiences, and it's important for a man that you customize yourself to him. And ladies, a man's ego is so important and so, precious. You can call it fragile, you can say whatever you want to, but it is important in how a man is built that they feel like they are your best. And it's your job to make sure that their ego is well taken care of. So, yeah, I just comparing. What's the point? I don't know. Thank you, Darlene. Next. Wow. Wilbert says, isn't Marcus 14? No, he's 15. He'll be 16 in a couple months. August birthday. For him to say his top characteristic is a nice lady, those loud girls are starting at an early age. Yeah, I'm telling you. And honestly, I don't do statistics over here, but I remember the late, great Kevin Samuels was talking about how many young men were already saying what they don't like. Ladies, ultimately because men choose and we want what they have, right? We want their last name. We want their relationship. We want their ring. We want their covering and protection. So I was on another podcast and I said, honestly, whether you like it or not, if you want that end result, these are the rules. I think about traveling, and when I fly, I may not want to put my arms out to the side and get, through that machine and be patted down. But if I want to get on that plane, guess what I'm going to do? So you can complain about it or you can catch a flight. Next. Oh. All right. Let's see. I'm just going to scroll through here. Good evening. Thank you for the hearts. You want to go to Asia as well. Yes. Thank you, Spoon Zaza. Absolutely. You're welcome, Chris. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Malik Marcus says, honestly, I don't come from the best family, which has brought about my self-awareness, and I don't expect my partner to either. I expect her to be smart enough to do better regardless of her family. Yes, absolutely. So you all look, we start how we start. Our nuclear family or our family of origin, we get what we get. However, as we age, and once you become of age, it is our responsibility to seek out that which we need more of. So don't beat yourself up. If you got it, you got it. Like the cooking thing, that came naturally to me. But I can be silly. You all have seen my silly side, and that's fun, but it's not always appropriate. So I've had to seek out help to be more polished, to be more refined, and that's what I had to do. So don't ever have any shame. Ellen says, we need more women to mentor the next generation like you, Maggie. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Mia Danelle says, after school, before marriage, what do you suggest young women do in the meantime while waiting for a family? Okay, after school, before marriage. Let me just read it one more time. After school, before marriage. Well, hopefully you're dating with intention. Once you're in your early 20s, hopefully you're, dating the caliber of man that you would want to be married to. But if you're not married yet and you're done with school, work. You're an adult. You should be able to provide for yourself until someone relieves you of that responsibility. But I would say work the type of jobs that are going to be beneficial to your future relationship. Don't take on something that's going to cause you stress or a lot of travel or long hours if you know you want marriage and family. Of course, you can, travel and, do some things as a single person, but ideally you'll be moving towards that relationship. So, yes, you can take up skills, learn a foreign language, learn how to cook. You can do everything or anything to prepare yourself for what you want. Mia Donnell says, as a young woman, it's hard to find a proper role model to look up to that isn't Beyonce. We love Beyonce, but she's an entertainer. I understand the sentiment. Thank you, sweetheart. All right, let's see what else you all have here. Oh, thank you, Luke Hazley. How much time he gains, who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks, but only at what he does himself to make it just and holy. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. How much time he gains. Oh, okay. So if we translate this from the old English, yeah, basically, if you focus on what's important to you instead of worrying about what everybody else is doing, yeah, saves you time and I would argue stress. Thank you for that. Ellen says, completely agree. Okay, next. Celine says, men are very simple creatures. I agree. Ladies, we make it harder than it has to be. It's not hard. If you listen to them and you don't argue them down, men are not that difficult. Celine says, my job is part of my life. It's not all of my life. Yes, I've been known to say that. This is what I do. It's not who I am. Next. Tasha says, I'm late. You're never late, sweetheart. Thank you for the purple hearts. The condemned. He says, warm up that southern accent for us, ma'am. Do declare, whatever do you mean? Apparently, I said something once that condemned was like, oh my gosh, I've never heard Maggie. I try to keep it together and I try to be really polished, but I am a Southern girl. So every once in a while it comes out. Mia Donnell, you overthink everything. Yeah, I know. Sabrina says, this is so good. I feel bad for this younger generation. Many do not get this from their mothers, aunts, and church mothers. I wish I could disagree. What are the mothers and aunties and church mothers doing? Oh, that's right. They're still trying to be young. It's such a shame. Honestly, we should be settled. By this age, y'all, I'll have my birthday on the cruise and I'll be half 100, not 50 this year, but coming up on 48. We should have had our life settled. I think it is normal and natural for the older to teach the young. And since I'm a boy mom, I don't have daughters, so I'm happy to help. All right, next. JG says, a man wants to feel like he is your first round pick. Well, ladies, I didn't want to say it, but this is important. Kevin often used to say that we women don't understand men. And if you have had a lot of experiences, you need to take that to your grave. I would recommend against it because what is the benefit? But yes, it's so important to a man that his woman, not all women, but his woman looks at him like a king. Oh, yes. All right, next. All right, I'm going to scroll through. Ellen says, my mom is Gen X and thankfully still with my father, but always encouraged us to go to uni and focus on ourselves and not worry about marriage and babies, even though that's what she did. I don't understand it either. Yeah, I think a lot of women who were more traditional, they've been lied to. I mean, look. Of course, it's fun to be out and travel. And I've done a girls' trip and spend your own money. Here it starts. Excuse me, here it comes. But like I said, after the divorce, 6 months and I was over it. It's like, no, I'm a relationship girl. So ultimately, you will get input and feedback from your family, from the world, but you got to know who you are. And I know I'm a wife and a mother. And so that's what I promote. So even if it's your family saying, oh, no, you need to go out and have experiences, you really don't. Hello, everyone. Next, you're single. You're in a single father home. Yeah, I understand. So you can join my Patreon. I stream every day, and happy to be the best that I can be as an example. Yes, Luke Hazley says it's true. You got to know the family that they come from. That is so important, ladies. It's not just marriage. It's not just you and him getting together, especially maybe second time around, but even still, it is the families joining. Even though my ex-husband and I are no longer married, the boys are going to go to their paternal grandpa this summer and spend some time with papa. Like, we're forever family. So I've heard it once say before, don't marry anyone you wouldn't want to be divorced from. Nice is nice. Oh, I'm sorry. Alejandra says, Miss Maggie, do you have plans for a school for women, step by step, about how to build yourself better to have a stable, longer married and relationship? Oh my goodness, y'all. Eee! Not a school. Gosh, y'all, I just get so convicted. I need to make this course and record this course for you all. I have the outline, but honestly, I would have to stop streaming to like record this course. Oh, Ellen says I would join that school. My goodness, y'all. A school for women. How to build yourself better. I talked to one of my consults the other day, and she was just like, Maggie, this is gold. I've helped her overcome that modern woman thinking. And she said, there's so many professional women that don't know this stuff and would seek it out. Excuse me. Yeah, I know. Other people have wives schools. I do have the Wives Club, which is my third YouTube channel. Excuse me. And we stream there once a week. But as far as a school, here's the thing. Excuse me. So to answer your question, I don't have plans for one. I do have plans for a course, but I just want to advise that I know, especially as women sometimes, and I get this spanking from my guy all the time. It's like, y'all love the certificate, right? We love the gold star. We want to be able to say, okay, I took that class, I got that certificate, I went to that school. But this is really lifelong getting better. Relationships and navigating relationships. You've never mastered your craft. So for me, I could make a school, but I'm big on community. So I do have a Patreon. You all can go to my Patreon, patreon.com, and look up Maggie the Substitute Teacher, and a course is coming. You like the wife school, but it's not giving as much content as you crave. I understand. All right, let's scroll. Wesley says, Jesus never said sad and delicious. Okay. I have no idea. Let's see. I'm just going to scroll back and see if I missed anything, you all. Sweetie says, my grandma always said we can't do what men do because people will never let you forget. Yeah, we can't do what men do because, thank you for the flames, we're not built like men, and we're not men. Of course, we're equally valued, but we're not equal to men, and they're not equal to women. We're different. We're different. All right, and just scrolling back. Uh-oh. Y'all, this eating off of a man's plate, they hate this. Quiet Storm says, I utterly detest. Strong words, ladies. I utterly detest. Yes, I can see you, Wheeler. Go ahead. A woman who takes her silverware and reaches over to my plate, especially if it's a first date, ladies, the men are speaking. Woman, I don't know. Woman, I don't know where your lips were 4 hours ago. Keep that fork over there. Well, ladies, you heard what the man said. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Wow. Kia G says, ladies, please say no to anything hot, girl. Yeah, I mean, look, all I will say is this, and I don't disparage anyone, but a lot of the people selling you that raw music go home to their husbands or their relationship. Ellen Joyful says, who is taking from a man's plate? Even I knew not to do that before I got red-pilled. Well, if anybody doesn't know, it is poor etiquette and the men don't like it. And that's an easy thing. That is low-hanging fruit. Do not eat off of their plate All you can do is compliment, "Oh, that looks nice." And that is it. Hello, Australia Fisher B. Thank you. Yeah, common sense, right? Feel says, "I feel that, Maggie. If I ever find myself single again, I'd be married again so fast." Yeah, I'm a relationship girl. I'm not supposed to be out here. That's just not who I am. And that was young Maggie. I guess I'm middle-aged Maggie, older Maggie. Yes, absolutely. All right, just scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Yes, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Yes, it's fundamentally wrong and rude. I wouldn't even do that to a woman, especially not a man, but don't eat off anybody's plate. Ah, hello, natural beauty. Thank you for the wave. All right, I'm just scrolling. I think I got everything. I'll try and answer the etiquette questions. We'll go 20 more minutes, and then I'll let you all have your evening. All right, let's see. I'm just scrolling, making sure I didn't miss anything. Uh-oh. At 27, doesn't have a license? Yeah, you wanna be able to drive. I mean, my dad taught me how to drive a stick shift. He's like, "You need to know how to, drive anything." Thank you, Yvonne or Vaughn, I appreciate that. Says dropping gems. But if you don't know, there are schools that can teach you how to drive, but yeah, it's important. I mean, some people live in cities like New York where they don't drive. I have seen that before, so I guess it depends. All right, so we talked about that. Men being simple. I dropped the link. All right. I'm just scrolling through. Warm up that southern accent. Okay. All right, we talked about that. And the school. All right. Let's scroll through. Shantia says, "This has been a safe space to learn." Yeah, that's actually my heart, you all. I mean, look, I always say I am the happy, wholesome, family-friendly side of YouTube, and I know there's a lot of content out there, and a lot of it is good, but sometimes the tone or the delivery can be harsh, and I understand that. I grew up with a dad that was just like that, and my man is just like that. I am not like that, so I'm happy to filter it for you all, but I understand. So yes, whatever questions. The Sydney Show, hello, says, "Hi, Maggie. What advice would you give to a single mother of 3 at the age of 31? You have 16, 12, and 10. My dear. Do you think I should wait until they're out of the house? Thank you for your time." Honestly, I would say yes. You have your hands full, to be honest with you. And I'm in a relationship, but that big, beautiful blended family, my man decided because we both have children from marriage, but and they're all in high school, but he wants to focus on the kids first. And then in my golden years, I'll be able to have, a second chance at that. So when the kids are here, I'm mom. And when they're at their dad's or gone, then I have my time. But if you're a single mother of 3, 16, 12, and 10, I don't know what your support system looks like. I'm just wondering how much time you would have. I'm just now coming up for air because my oldest is now living with his dad at almost 16, and the youngest is in boarding school, military school. But I'm sure you are slammed. Now, of course, you want companionship. We all want companionship. But depending on your support system, hopefully there's an ex-husband that lives close by. Does he get the kids all at once? Do you even have time to go out? Do you even have energy to go out? It would be really hard to meet someone new and do all that getting to know you. So I would probably wait for anything serious once they're up and out, but you can walk and chew gum at the same time. If you have any free time to do activities or volunteering, putting yourself in the areas where you might meet the caliber of man that you would want to be with, and that would wait if that's something that you all discuss. Also keep up your fitness, femininity, be friendly. All of that stuff is really important. But at these years, these teenage and preteen years, bringing somebody new in and I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not doing it, but that would be my recommendation. Question, Mia Danelle, who do you recommend young women look up to for female role models? There's a lot of content for men, but not for young women my age. Yeah, that's so sad. So if you don't have it from your mother, you have to seek it out. I mean, in all seriousness, I'm here, but I know that's, limited. I all You can learn from everybody. You can learn things to do and you can learn things not to do. So, if you do see a woman that is moving in the type of way that you admire, I'm a big believer in having mentors. I have sought women out and asked them, to either have lunch or a cup of coffee and just, I admire you so much. Even when I collab with different content creators, I reach out and I ask, we say closed mouths don't get fed. But you can reach out to someone. It should be mutually beneficial. So either are compensating her for her time, or maybe if you're a younger person with a technology skill or something that you can do to be helpful to her, because people aren't going to do it, out of the goodness of their heart. I'm here. I stream every day. You can always book a session with me. But there's one of me and multiple of y'all. So if you want, you can go to the Patreon and even join at the $1 level. But you're going to have to seek it out. And who can you look to? Who can I turn to when I need love? Um, mm, I don't know if you have faith-based. I don't know if there's business, but yeah, you're just gonna have to seek it out. You're right, it's rare, and I'm sorry that's not the best answer. I hope it helps. Yeah, you want to date seriously? Yeah, you're gonna have a limited amount of time. It's doable, but it would have to be somebody. I wouldn't recommend, blending families at that age. For me, if there was a time to get remarried, it would have been as soon as I got divorced and have more children and have the children grow up together. But once they're at that age, they have their personalities. Oh, you're in Australia too? Ah, Lucy says she's going to help me write a curriculum. You're hired. I will reach out to you. I might call you after this stream. Wow, y'all. Lucy wants me to put together a school and she's going to help me write a curriculum. Y'all, we may have so much. Y'all, and I'm so grateful. I didn't think anybody would care about this. I mind my business. I've been over here just doing what I do in the cul-de-sac. And I just started this cooking channel and so much is coming out of it. We have courses, we have consults. Someone's asking me to speak at a marriage conference. Of course, we've got cookbooks, etiquette classes coming, and now a school. So, Lucy, let me know if I can call you after this. I'm serious. I want to pick your brain. So, if we get a curriculum, but just know, even if I do a school that has a start and an end date, just know this is a lifelong journey. I am more interested in a community that reinforces it. Maybe we start with the school and then you graduate into the continuous education, the continuous learning. I'm waiting until mine are out of the house. I date when, or I have time when the boys are at their dad's or gone. But yeah, it's tough. It's a sacrifice. When we have children, it's a sacrifice. Oh no, Marcus, come on. Oh dear. JG says, if you tell a man you need to try what he ordered next time, he will get the hint. If he wants to share, he will offer on his own. Ding, ding, ding. Ladies, this is great. Compliment if you like his food, compliment and say, oh, that looks incredible. I'll have to try that next time, and leave it there. And like JG says, if he wants you to try some, he'll offer it to you. But he's hungry too. Let the man eat. Oh, I love that. Thank you. Thank you. Lucchese says generally men who are socially aware will share a little of their meal after you say, oh, that looks good. Ladies, absolutely. But don't go forking it over. And our one of our cloud watchers, the Quiet Storm, who moderates for me, is saying this is a safe space for women. Foolishness and disrespect are not allowed over here. All right, so I've gotten to the bottom of the comments. So I'll drop the link one more time. But before we wrap up, I am going to respond to the etiquette questions that came in. We'll go about 10 more minutes. So once a month, I meet with my etiquette teacher, and before I do, because it's lifelong, before I do, I always post on my socials, do you all have any questions for my etiquette teacher? And I've been meaning to go back and I will respond in text, but I just want to read some of the questions. Of course, I'll keep you all anonymous. Read some of the questions and then the answers. So hopefully that is helpful. All right. I already know somebody who's listening who asked this question. You will know who you are when I read your question. All right. Let's find you. All right. Let me search. I got a lot in my inbox, y'all. All right. Here's the question. Good morning. I hope all is well. I have an etiquette question for your teacher. It may be touchy for some, but I'm curious. How do I present myself in dressy casual to dressy occasions, given that I have tattoos and I'm not ashamed of them? They're not all feminine or small. I've invested a few thousand and they're not jail tattoos. Should I avoid certain events totally? I have none on my face or hands. That's about it. No matter how respectful, quiet, or poised I am, I realize I'll be judged for my tattoos. I'm more concerned with those around me and the unwanted attention drawn to them indirectly. For instance, I couldn't go with you and some of the lady subscribers dressed for tea in the summer with my arms out, with my arms or neck out. Y'all would look like flowers in a garden, and I'd look like flowers in a graveyard. All right. So this was kind of a two-part question. So we've got a lady who has tattoos. She's proud of her tattoos, and she's basically asking, how should I either dress or just avoid these events? So when I asked my etiquette teacher what she said, it's not necessarily about being judged, right? People will judge you no matter what. That's just how we have evolved, if you will. Humans need to be able to, or needed to be able to look at somebody coming across the horizon and know if that's friend or foe. So the judgment wasn't necessarily her concern. All of us are judged. Some of y'all are judging me right now, and it's totally fine. I welcome the feedback. But what she did say, as far as the etiquette question, you want to be respectful, especially of the company and other cultures. So if you are traveling to a part of the world where it was, tattoos were seen, as very offensive, then yes, but not because they would judge you, but because you want to be respectful of the culture. Etiquette is really about making others feel at ease and comfortable. It's not about doing everything right like a robot. So, if you're going somewhere that has, maybe a more solemn tone or audience, I'm thinking a church service or a funeral, God forbid, or anything like that, out of respect for the audience, then you would probably want to dress appropriately. But if you're proud of your tattoos and your piercings, you have them. But no, you don't have to avoid those situations. And it's not about being judged. It's about being respectful. However, she did say, for example, if you're going to a wedding in India, and I have a lot of friends from India, and they do the henna tattoos, if it's culturally appropriate, absolutely show your body art. So hopefully that helps. Hello, Pierre. Thank you so much for being here. All right, let me go back to the other questions you all wanted me to ask. I just posted them on all socials, so I'm going to see on my community tab what you all asked for. And we do this once a month. And I'm just going to start doing everything on Maggie the Substitute Teacher. I'll be branding it out with the different cooking stuff, etiquette stuff, and relationship stuff. So I'm scrolling back to find the post. Okay. A question came in. I'm not sure if this would be a question, but I want to know how to remain feminine and calm if you're upset and have to be out in public. People can see right through the fake smile. Thank you for the opportunity. So this was a big one. I had a couple questions come in about conflict resolution. Ladies, this is a tough one for all of us, right? We are human. We have emotions. Sometimes it just bubbles up and you're like, The gold star. Ultimately, you want to be able to sit across from someone and have a conversation, voice your concerns and be heard. They voice their concerns and you hear, and then you all come with a mutual, you compromise on a solution. Ideally, that is the goal. Do we always get there? Mm-mm. So when it comes to, these types of disagreements, what she said is that you want to slow down and think about, why are you upset right now? Or why are you feeling the way that you're feeling? Is it something that you just need to say and it doesn't really change anything? Or are you saying something in hopes that the other person will behave differently? If it's just like, you need to turn your blinkers on when you're driving. Is that really necessary? Is that helpful? Um, are you trying to be, she used a term, she said, are you trying to, it was something like inform, or are you trying to be informed? She said it a lot more graciously than I did. The other thing that she said, as far as, when to be feminine and calm when you're upset, it's really about choosing your battles and being selective. She's English, so she calls it stay on your paper. And I guess over here we would say like mind your own business, or, in the South, not my circus, not my monkeys. So it's really about slowing down to be intentional about, is this the hill that you want to die on? There's no reason that it has to be nasty, but if you get there and you are upset and the milk is already spilled, one of the things that I do, because you're right, people will notice a fake smile, is sometimes you just have to remove yourself from the situation. I have an old girlfriend who told me with her kids, sometimes I got to put myself in timeout. And I was like, what? No. Now I understand. So sometimes, and I do this with my guy, I communicate, I'm like, had a really rough day. I just need a moment, 10 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, and then I come back. So find what your triggers are. And I know that's like psychobabble, but find what upsets you. Hopefully it's not the same thing, and go ahead and have a plan in advance for how you can deal with it. Circus and monkeys, yeah, not my circus, not my monkeys. Y'all not gonna drag me in that. Hopefully that helps. We had a question. Is there a proper way to eat chicken wings, or should these be totally avoided? In all seriousness, I've been dying to know this. Thank you for sharing your teachings with us. Yes. Okay. I love chicken wings too. So again, this is not about being perfect. There are some foods that are finger foods, finger sandwiches, chips, fries, chicken wings. Yes, you can. So here's what my etiquette teacher said. Okay. Now, if you are eating finger food with other food. So imagine a buffet, right? And you get some food like a salad and then chicken wings. You want to eat the food that uses cutlery first. Excuse me. And so go ahead and eat the food that is not finger food, and be done with that. Then any finger food, because usually they're served together, right? A burger and fries, one hand, and you kind of nibble gently around it. I know, y'all, we like to tear into it. When you're alone, by all means, do what you want. Have it your way, Burger King. But yes, what you want to avoid is going back and forth between something really saucy and then getting your silverware sticky and then having, stuff all over your mouth. So one hand, so you don't want to eat with both hands, so one hand, and just kind of nibble around it gently after you've eaten your food that you have to cut with a knife and fork. But look, if you're at a baseball game or if you're at a bar or something like that, absolutely. But really, it's just about knowing the proper way so that if you are in mixed company, you can act accordingly and not embarrass yourself or others. These are things also, ladies, that you can practice for free at home. Practice getting in and out of the car elegantly. Practice standing up and sitting down elegantly. Record yourself. I do that a lot with speaking. If you can't stand to look at yourself, record your voice. Use a voice note on your phone. Listen, talk for about 5 minutes about something you're passionate about, and then listen back. Do you use filler words? Do you use fragmented sentences? There's a lot that you can do that doesn't cost anything. And that's one thing that you can do, is practice that. So I know if you want to gnaw it down to the bone, save that at home. Ooh, Team Peterson says, will you be making a cookbook for men? I never thought about that. We did do, I know Real Bravado sponsored a week of cooking for the brothers that work second and third shift, but I always come from the perspective of a woman cooking for her man. So clarify this for me. Are you talking about a cookbook that men can make recipes from? Excuse me. And if that's the case, that's a great idea. I will absolutely do it. And please give me, any of the men, give me like one example of what you would like to see in this men's cookbook. I love the idea. And I'll ask the boys what they want to. I'm sure you want a good steak, right? Hopping off, and thank you for the stream, Maggie. You're the best. Thank you, Ellen. Yeah, we're wrapping up. I'm just going through these questions here. JG says, extra credit, give your man space to let him calm down if you can tell he is upset. Ding, 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 ding. And another thing, ladies, let them breathe when they come home. I know you're excited to see them, or you got 20 questions, or you need a decision. That's one of the things that my mom did, but she never told me. My dad came home from work. She had his dinner ready. He sat at the same place at the table. He would go upstairs and get out of his work clothes, refresh himself, come down, have his meal. I would clean the table. I would serve my dad. And we didn't bother him until that was done. So yes, let your men have their moment. Absolutely. Chris says, how do you elegantly eat a burger? I actually might share my screen with you if I can find this. Let me pull it up. So eating a burger would be finger food. There is another etiquette teacher that I watch, Winnie's School of Elegance, and she has really good shorts, which are these little clips. And she just did one on how to elegantly eat a burger. So let me see if I can find it for you, and I'll share it here. She actually turned the burger upside down, and you want to take small bites. Okay, let me share my screen for you so you can see how to elegantly eat a burger. This is the kind of stuff I share with you all in my Patreon. So anybody can join at the $1 level. When I come across stuff like this, I throw it over the wall to the Patreon so you all can see. All right, so this is Winnie's School of Excellence. So this is Winnie. I think she's either Nigerian or somewhere in Africa. Beautiful lady. So let's pull this up. The elegant way to eat a burger. All right, I'm not going to play the sound because I think it's just music. We'll play it a couple times. Quiet Stone says there's no cute way to destroy a burger. Oh my gosh. So we'll watch this again, but she's showing you, this is her style of videos, and I love it. All right, so let's watch this again. Okay, so we are going to take another look at that. So hopefully you all were able to see. I played it with no sound. I'm going to speak over it, but we're going to watch it again because she is showing you different ways to eat. And yes, of course, eat your finger food, but like Quiet Storm says, it's survival mode. You don't have to be a savage. And ladies, oftentimes, you know, men are watching, men are always watching, but I always say, you know, it could be an interview, it could be business, it could be the in-laws, just knowing ways to slow down and do things a little bit more delicately. It just goes a long way. You don't want to embarrass yourself or someone else. So let's look at it again since Chris from Toronto was asking. Okay, so she's opening up her Burger King burger. So notice the first thing she's doing, she's taking it out of the wrapper. Now, of course, if you're in a fast food restaurant, you have no choice. If you're in your car, you have no choice. However, if you're seated somewhere, try, even if it's a dollar store glass or a dollar store plate, put it on a plate. One of the things about my guy, he doesn't eat on disposable anything. So even if we go out to Chick-fil-A, come home, I take the food out of the bag and I have to plate it for him to serve him. That's just him. Does it have to make sense to me? No. I want to eat out of the box because that's part of the experience, but they don't. He doesn't. All right, let's continue. So she's eating it right out of the paper. Okay, so now she's opening it up and taking tomatoes off. Okay, don't do that. Try to order what you're going to eat, okay? Take the time, and really it's like nobody wants to see your food that way. So take the time to order what you want. If you don't like onions, get it without onions, okay? It's not the end of the world, but you don't want to expose that to other people. Let's continue. She says, don't be picky. Order a burger you like. Don't do that. And then now, look at that. Look at that huge, savage bite, okay? Don't do that, ladies. I know we're greedy. Sometimes I even step off the camera because I'm hungry, right? But especially when you're dining with others or in public, just take small, delicate bites. Who do we have here? Christopher Williams with the $1.99. He has sponsored someone to come on the cruise. Their room has been booked. So excited. Deposit has been paid. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Christopher. Always coming through with the flames. I appreciate you. So yes, no huge bites, lady. Delicate bites, delicate sips. Okay, that's way too much going into the mouth. All right. Don't chew with your mouth open. And I've made this mistake, ladies. If your cheeks and mouth pop out, you have too much food in your mouth. It really should be like a half portion. And I know sometimes you just want to get in there. When you're in private, do what you want to. But try to take small bites that you can chew and swallow without poking out your cheeks, okay? So you don't want to do that. And she's funny, but this shows you what we look like. Don't do that. Don't take big bites. No. Don't eat all the way around it. Notice how she has bites on the front and then she's turning it around to the back. Don't do that. Don't do that. It just makes it look messy. All right. Don't bite from multiple spots. And the same thing with the glass. Ladies, we've talked about that. When you drink, especially if you wear makeup, you can see I have a little bit of lip here. You always drink from the same spot on the glass. And I did ask her, was it Wilbert that asked about the salt-rimmed or sugar-rimmed cocktails? This thing and going all the way around. She said you do drink from the same spot. You can go slightly to one side or the next, but you cannot just do it at home, but you don't want to be licking the whole side of the glass. I think that was you, Wilbert. All right, so ladies, drink from the same spot because you don't want to expose people to your makeup, okay? That's not elegant. All right, so you don't want to eat from multiple spots on the burger. Don't do that. Don't do that. Get a plate and a napkin, okay? Get your burger. She turns it upside down to make it easier to hold. I never thought about that one, y'all. I guess, that's always an option, but yes, I never thought about that. So turning it upside down to help you. And then notice a very small bite, okay? She's not shoving the whole burger in her mouth. Very small bites so you can manage what you're eating. This is a lot, y'all, but I love this stuff. I could nerd out on it. And notice how her arms are close to her body. You don't want to, we've talked about this in some of the other classes, no arms out at the table. Keep your arms down and take small, manageable bites. Breaking down this 30-second short and then dab with the napkin. That's it. All right. Or cut it in half to make it more manageable. So get some silverware and cut your finger food, if you can, in half, and then take small bites from the half and then use your napkin. All right. So hopefully that helps. That's a lot, right? Oh my goodness. Yes, let him decompress first. So if you all like that kind of stuff, my Patreon, patreon.com, link is in the description. I have a $1 level. I post every day. Whenever I come across stuff like that, you're like, oh, I never thought about that. It all goes into the Patreon. Team Peterson wants recipes for things men like: desserts, pasta, meat. Yes, sir. I'll make you a cookbook, a manly food. Ooh, this is challenging. Oh yeah, desserts, pasta, and meat. Jess Horsefire, my first time seeing you, says, what is the proper way to turn down a date? I am simply not interested in dating right now, no matter who asks me out. Men seem to take it very personally when I say no, and it makes me uncomfortable. I'm smiling only because I have a friend who has taken this to the extreme, and she actually has a channel where she turns very persistent men down for entertainment. It's I can't relate, but if someone were to ask me and I say no, I would thank them first. I would compliment them first, and then I would say no. Thank you so much for asking. I'm really flattered, but I'm afraid it's going to have to be a no. Now, if someone continues after that, then you have a different kind of problem, but you absolutely can decline gracefully. You don't ever shame anybody, shout them down, embarrass them. No, ladies, you never know what the future might bring. And, my man is someone that I knew from childhood that, like I said, we women are ready before they are, but he needed his time to grow up and live his life. So don't ever burn a bridge. You cannot control how they receive it. All you can control is how you conduct yourself. So just thank them, compliment them, and politely say no. Make it firm but pleasant. Be very clear. Don't send mixed signals. So that would be my advice. And I hope that's helpful. Thank you for the question. All right, y'all. If a man already likes you, sometimes he will find feminine, messy eating adorable. Ooh. Feminine, messy eating, like crab legs and butter or slurping pasta. I don't know. Y'all have it your way. You can be a delicate, messy eater as long as you are in your full feminine essence. Luke Hazley, does this need to be a course? What are we doing? Are we licking fingers? What are we doing? Oh my goodness, y'all. Let's move on. Okay. All right. That is not a feminine look. All right. Robert, thank you. My first time seeing you. He says the top of the bun absorbs more juices as well. So turning that burger upside down gives you more of a little bit of a basin so you don't have a mess. I love that. All right, let's see. Was there anything else from the etiquette questions? We talked about chicken wings. My question is, what do you do when someone is in your personal space in public? Oh, this was, y'all, I'm going to have to get back to this one. Y'all, if you leave me comments like this, I can't. So I'll try to type an answer, but I'm not reading all of that. How to quit being masculine and feminine and soft like Maggie? What practical advice or exercise or activity should I make more feminine for my husband? How to be soft in disputes, how to avoid disputes. Okay, y'all, a lot. How to use femininity to inspire a man to realize his dreams. So there's a lot on that one, but being the best version of yourself, it has so many benefits, but if it doesn't come natural to you, number one, knowing, like self-awareness, right? Knowing where you are right now. Are you louder than you need to be? Are you more masculine in gestures? Like I used to slam doors. I didn't even know. Do you smile? Are you pleasant? Do you speak, or are you carrying yourself like a dude? When you walk into the barbershop and the men are loud and backslapping each other, do you just jump in and do the same thing? Or like me, when I used to take the boys there, they would be like, hey, turn that off, change that channel, when a lady enters the space. So one is really just knowing, where you show up. And then whatever assessment you come up with, prioritizing them. It could be speech first. It could be fashion first. It could be, nurturing qualities first, and seek it out. There's so many resources. I'm happy to be a resource. But yes, I've done a lot of work. I've invested thousands, but there's so much free content, so much free work. Hopefully that helps. Oh goodness, y'all. Okay. How to choose a restaurant and which fork to eat with. Okay. So we'll close on this one, y'all. Start on the outside in. When you sit down to a table setting, the cutlery that's there indicates what the meal is going to be. So if there's a soup spoon, you can expect soup. If there's a steak knife, you can expect some type of protein. I think this question, how to choose a restaurant, ladies, if you are asked to pick a restaurant or if you're hosting, the first thing I would do is just find out if there's any dietary or religious or any type of restrictions, based on the company that you're going to be with. You can always do your research, okay? No excuses now. We live in the world of the internet. Research in advance. Prices and try to find something modestly reasonable, also with the wine list and that type of thing. But I would ask if there are any restrictions. I would try to find something that's centrally located, maybe something that has a good variety, that is not the best, but well recommended, so that there's enough variety on the menu that people can get a salad or a soup or something vegetarian if they're vegetarian, or a pasta dish. So that's what I would do, and I would find something in a middle of the range price point, not the most expensive and not the cheapest fast food burger. All right. Well, class, I had so much fun with you all tonight. I try to do these Ask Me Anythings once a week, usually on Saturday, but the boys were here this weekend and y'all already know. Since I'm fasting today, I wanted to go ahead and do this with you all. But we are going to go ahead and dismiss, because I got to get the recipe out for the Aisha stream. But yes, and Lucchese, I'm going to call you about this course. So thank you all so much for being here. Let me end with the commercial. Thank you for helping me to monetize my passion for food and all these other things. If you want to check out my course, it's great for beginners. It's $50. You have lifetime access. I talk about how I got monetized in 4 months, because new channels, it usually takes them a year to get monetized. We talked about the cruise. First come, first booked. If you all want to cruise with us to the Caribbean and get away from the cold weather in November, absolutely, I would love to meet you all in person. You can reserve your room with $200, pay the rest by September 1st. My cookbook, I do have a cookbook. It's not even a ladies cookbook, but my first cookbook is available. Link in the description. It's a digital download. So you have the recipes and you also have a video of me making it. So it's an interactive cookbook. Intergalactic something, 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 intergalactic. Okay, focus, Maggie. But yes, that is available to you all. And then lastly, the community. The community. Y'all had fun tonight. This was so much fun. Oh, Linda, you're welcome, sweetheart. Patreon, there's a $1 level and a $5 level. The $5 level gets you the course and the cookbook for free. I've done a live stream, a private live stream in the Patreon. You all can check that out. I post there every day, usually etiquette related. I also have Instagram subscriptions and YouTube memberships. You get the course for free and the cookbook at the $5 level. You get early access behind the scenes, some other stuff back there. Oh, Lauren has an update. I want to clarify the cruise pricing is per person based on double occupancy. Solo cabins are 100% of the double price. Okay, so y'all have seen the prices. If you have any questions about the cruise, we did a whole stream on cruise Q&A with Lauren. I brought up the website. Lauren is our travel agent. She is a proper travel agent. She's managing everything for us. If you want to travel by yourself, you're paying for the room by yourself. So double occupancy means 2 people. So you can bring your husband, your man, your sister, a kiddo. If you want to have extra kids in there, reach out to Lauren. She can handle all of that for you. Malik says, everyone going on cruises, going to the Bahamas in June. Yes. Excuse me. Have fun for me. All right, everyone. I'm going to let you all have your evening. We're going to go ahead and dismiss. Thank you so much, TikTok, for being here. I hope I didn't miss any questions. All right. Yes. All right. Class is dismissed. See you all tomorrow. We will be cooking something. I don't know. All right. You all just hopping on, but we are actually dismissing. Hopefully you can catch the replay. Thank you so much, Instagram. I will be cooking tomorrow, and I will see you all in the kitchen. Class is dismissed. All right, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Thank you so much for being here. Robert says, what a wonderful disposition you offer, Maggie. How great that I found you. Well, thank you. You brought a wonderful smile to my day and heart. You remind me so much of my mother. God bless y'all. Aw, thank you. God bless you. I appreciate that. Happy to make y'all smile. This is the highlight of my day. Believe me. We're going to go ahead and dismiss, and I will see you all tomorrow. What are we making? I don't know. When are we making it? Dinner time, East Coast, and I will see you all in the kitchen tomorrow. Class is dismissed.